I bought meat. So I got some food. I am officially back in the room. Pretty easy trip. Wow, that's super warm. Pretty simple trip, following Google Maps this time. Did a bunch of walking around. It was nice, just going through the houses. I was basically just walking next to people's houses. Like, that's one of the really interesting things. I actually need to wash my hands really quick. So it is 1:30 actually, so I have an hour before the people get here for the hotel to sign up and everything. So I'm gonna do some research, check out some stuff, charge my phone, recharge the other battery that I have for the camera, because I kept doing the same thing. I was leaving the camera. I would like cut the recording and I would just leave the camera. I did it last night actually, and I literally, like, the battery was exhausted. Like, when I was filming, I think it was after I went from 7-Eleven to get some food last night, and I picked something, or I went to like get it this morning, and I was like, crap, I left it on, and the battery was exhausted. So, and I thought I had it set to turn off. I may have changed that because it was cutting off super early or something, so I may have changed that from a little while ago. That's good. That is good. All I can really do is hope I don't get sick off of it. So it's good. Well, I'm gonna be here for a minute until they come and have me sign the papers, and then do something or somewhere. But yeah, this is my little bit of food. And I was walking around and I was like, all right, I definitely want to eat something. And I was like, initially the plan was to like go sit down. That didn't end up happening. I just happened to be walking past and they were like, doing the skewers. They were just, little thing outside, and it was just like all the different types of food and meat. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just pick that up. And, it's super simple. So, I feel like a little meal. Still gotta go through and have like my first real sit down experience. And so far it's just been grab and go. But this is good. Good. The salt is good. Today I don't put the sauce on it. I might do that later, next time I get some. But a good decent meal. I need to start getting water. All I've had is Coke, lemon Coke, 2 sips of Diet Pepsi, gross, and then the aloe white grape, which was really good. But like, I need to get water. But I don't want to pay for water because it's water. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll solve that problem in due time. But for now, going with the food, listen to some Dave and Chuck podcast, and I'm gonna relax for a minute until they get here, and then kind of shoot off. I think I might actually just shoot to Tokyo. So the Pride stuff, I realized tomorrow is when they do the actual parade. So today there's really nothing to do. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. So I'm probably just gonna shoot up to Tokyo, like to downtown Tokyo now, or after I do the signing and everything, and then might as well kind of do it that way. Travel around, see the sights. That's the plan for now. Relax, eat a bit of food. Might shoot back out to get something to drink, but other than that, I'm here for now, and I'm okay with that. Also, the lady was passing out tissue, and I knew she was about to pass out something, because you can always tell when people are like standing at the corner. She had a jacket with writing on it and everything. And I was like, she's handing out something, and of course she handed it to me. I don't speak Japanese, unfortunately, so I have no idea what she said. And I was like, oh, okay, it's just, it's tissue. Totally fine with that. That is good for me. Well, I'm gonna eat this. Hope I don't get sick later. That would really suck. Well, that's it. That's it for now. Food. Okay, so I did a snack run to get myself some extra little food for later, and just to have some extra stuff here. So went to both Lawson's and 7-Eleven. Don't know why I paused there. Basically to try. I was trying to actually. I didn't end up doing. I used a smaller bill, but I was actually going. I was like, man, all I have are like these 10,000 yen bills, and I felt it was kind of weird to use like such a large bill, because it'd be the same thing. Like I normally don't do that, but I was like, man, I should have just done it because I'm sure it would have been fine. But everything is legitimately like I'm walking around. I'm like everything I have is like all the bills are like a bunch. So all the coins are basically dollars, and then once you get to like the actual bills, it's like walking around with like $40 and stuff, or 20s. So I was like, man, all I have are like everything was coming up to be like, oh, it's like 500. Oh, I guess those are the people. All right, we're back. The reason I'm behind the camera is because I'm so dumb. I still forgot to turn the effing thing off. I don't know what my deal is. Okay, 14%. So definitely going to be charging. So that was them. So they actually got here a little bit early. Because I think it's only 2 o'clock. Like, thank goodness. Yeah, it's 2:01 now. So I just finished at 2 o'clock. So thank goodness. Because that definitely said, they sent me that thing. It definitely said 2:30 p.m. So good thing I actually got back at the time that I did. But went out, got myself some snacks. And what I was saying before they showed up was me having like the large bills and stuff. I was like, man, everything's coming out to like a couple hundred yen. So like I bought all this, I bought a bunch of stuff and it came out to like 500 yen. And I was like, oh, well, crap. No, I was trying to like stock up so that it wasn't as crazy. And so I ended up using like the 5,000 yen bill that I had because everything else I had was a 10,000 yen. So I was like, well, here's 5,000. So yeah, there's that. But I ended up buying a couple of different things. What I'm most excited for is this right here. I love Fanta in general. I don't remember the name of this freaking fruit, but I'm super excited for this one. I'm like, there's no way this can't be good. So let's see. That is very interesting. It's like it's almost like a medicine taste, but like not in a horrible way. And it makes me think of medicine. Makes me think of something else as well, but I don't know what it. Oh, you know what? I've probably had. It's probably that I think of the actual candy. That's what it is. I think of the candy that I've had of this because it has that same sort of. I don't know if it's artificial that candy of that fruit or whatever, but that's good. That's good. Other stuff I got. I don't know what the F this is, but it's white peach, and I was like, that looks good. So I bought. There's a little thingy. So I can't. I think it's gelatin. Yeah, it should be. It looks good, so I was like, I bought it. And then the other thing that also just looked good is this strawberry cheese pudding. So I was like, yep, I'm gonna pick that one up as well. And then I bought, I assume this is cinnamon. I don't know, 7-Eleven premium it says. And then these, I already know what these are. I've actually had these at work. I'm hoping these are like actually like a spicier version of the ones that I had because they were like okay, but I was like, okay, these have like the warning and this and that, so I'm hoping these are actually like super spicy, so I'll be trying those way later. I didn't even realize they put those in there for me. That's nice. That's another thing I like. Everything you get, if you get like the meals and stuff at 7-Eleven, they give you chopsticks and stuff like that. So after 7-Eleven, I went across the street to Lawson's. And I bought myself mostly sugar. Admittedly, they're like 2 sugary things and 1 actual meal. So I got these, which I'm totally drawing a blank on the name, but I've had them before, so I know I'm gonna like them. But mochi. Yeah. So this would be like just plain regular mochi. At my job, we have like mochi ice cream. But I like mochi, and I ended up getting this because it had 3 different flavors. So I was like, well, I'll get the 3 instead of the single one. But then I ended up picking this bad boy up. It's a nice little soft. I would assume the whole thing's matcha, considering it's green. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick up this little matcha bun, which I assume will have matcha paste on the inside. Unless it's matcha on the outside and then it's red bean on the inside. That would be interesting. 2 flavors in one, which either one I'm fine with actually because I've had both. And then I did decide to buy like an actual meal again. So this time it's just rice and chicken. So that is good. I'm assuming the 4/29 is the date, the Best Buy date, which is tomorrow. So I'll be most likely be using this for dinner tonight, and it's just chicken and rice, so it's really simple, kind of basic meal. But that's everything I ended up getting. So that's my minute tiny snack run. I'll probably do separate videos actually testing out all the little snacks, but I knew I was going to drink this one now, so I was like, well, I'll do the whole thing and try it out. That's good though. That's exactly what I was looking for last night, where like this and the lemon Coke, this is the type of stuff I was looking for. It was like I want to buy like every Japanese specific, Japan specific flavor that I can find of all the stuff that that I like. So I was like, I want to try the Sakura Coke if I can even find that, which I should be able to if they're actually doing it. This flavor of Fanta, I can't think of the name of this fruit, but I've had like tons of candy with that flavor actually. So it's kind of funny. I was like, oh, cool, pop, but I'm actually very familiar with that fruit, even though I don't know the name, so I'm not that familiar. But other than that, I was like, yeah, I want to get some snacks. I just, like I said, I was buying stuff because, like I said, I was also trying to break up the thing. So I was like, well, I'll just get a bunch of snacks to have, put in the fridge for myself for when I get hungry and I don't want to go out, or, so I already have food. And then I was like, oh man, that still kind of came out to nothing, which is, it's me complaining like, oh, it wasn't more expensive, but it was just because I didn't want to like give, everyone giant bills. And at the same time, if I do that and I get change, I get like a buttload of change as well. So that was another thing. It was like, if I don't get a buttload of bills back, I get a ton of change. So that's like another thing, because everything up to 100 yen, is coins. So I'll be walking around with like, if it comes up to just under 1,000, I'm getting like 9 coins from that, because it's just like, okay, well, here's 900 yen. So you get a lot of coins when you get change. So unless it's like very specific, you're getting a ton. But fortunately, there's still a lot of space between like 10,000 yen and 100 yen, so I can still get like a bunch of 1,000 yen, which is that's really what I was going for. It's like, I want to get a bunch of like 1,000 yen bills, because they just gave me, like, when I was at the airport, they were just like, okay, tens, it was like all tens, and I think 1 5. It may have been all tens. I think the 5 that I got may have been from when I actually went to buy this Coke, and that may have been where the 5,000 came from. They may have strictly given me 10,000 yen bills, so like just the highest of the high. And it's like, just give me like something else. But it was nice because it fit in my wallet compared to like all the U.S. cash that I had, and it was like, I literally couldn't fit all the money I had in my wallet, and it was just like, okay, here's like all that money transferred over, and it was just like, and it just went right down. So I was like, that's actually kind of cool. I enjoyed that. But tiny snack run segment. Yeah, well, now that that's signed, yeah, I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna no, I bought that for later. I'll probably eat one of the snacks, because I am kind of hungry again. Admittedly, I did buy like 3 little sticks of meat, so it's not like that's a full meal anyway. I don't know, maybe I will just eat that now. I mean, 7-Eleven is 24 hours, so it's not like, it's not, the options aren't like, oh, do I do it now or later? I can do both. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now that I've signed that, so there's no more waiting, it's just research. So I'll figure out what the heck I'm going to do, and it's 2:08, so I got the whole day ahead of me and still kind of figure out a lot of stuff. Alright, so it is 10:16. I'm super sleepy right now. Did a bunch of walking around, I guess it was technically Shinjuku. Went for the Pride Parade. Got a bunch of footage there, which was nice. I also bought these gold Pride shades, which are pretty cool. I thought the gold looked better than the silver when I checked them out, so I ended up getting these. I ended up taking a picture, which by the time I actually started doing all the editing, I might be able to show you the picture, but there's like a PlayStation booth or something. Well, it was a PlayStation booth, I don't know why I said or something. And they had a thing where, you could just take pictures for free. And they were giving away like fans earlier, like little foldable fans, but they were out of stock by the time I did that. It was first come, first serve. So I ended up doing that. Walked around a bunch while I was there, followed the parade, took some I took like a couple pictures, but I actually got some footage as well. So I'm not sure how I'll end up splicing any of this stuff together, really. I'm still kind of debating like how it's going to end up being kind of thrown out there. But it was cool. Walked around a ton. Then I ended up starving. I was supposed to meet up with my friends because I was like, I got in touch with a buddy of mine from college. He was like, yeah, we're out here with my other buddy who lives here, actually. And then I was like, they were actually at the Pride Parade. And I was like, I was headed out that way anyway for the Pride Festival. And they're like, oh, that's why we're here. So I ended up going, and it took like 40 minutes or so from here to there. So it was pretty interesting, and it was like super crowded. Like that, it was the first time I got anywhere, and I got off the train. You know, I get out of the station, and it was just like, holy crap! There is a buttload of people here. It was so crazy, and of course, you start seeing like all the faces from like other countries, like the touristy stuff. So it was like, oh, here's all these people, you know, who clearly don't speak Japanese. So you could just see it. It was like I just instantly started seeing all these faces in the crowd. It's like, ah, this is the area where everybody is. So I walked around, saw the parade, did that. Didn't end up meeting with my friends because they went to eat, and by the time I got in touch with them, they had just finished eating. So I was about to eat, and then that also took me forever because I was trying to find a spot that I wanted to eat, and I was like, I'm not gonna freaking go to Denny's, stuff like that. So I was trying to find a spot that like really stood out to me, and I was gonna go to a very specific spot, but my GPS was being really dumb again, and it just wasn't tracking where I was, so I couldn't actually find the spot that I was looking for. The other place I was going to had I needed a reservation because they didn't have any spots available, and I ended up going to a spot that was all you could eat, and I just did like all you can eat Wagyu beef, and that was decent. That was pretty good. And there was other stuff I could have gotten. I literally just ate meat, and that was it. Like they had ice cream and stuff. They had ice cream and rice and pudding, I believe. Or it was ice cream, rice, and vegetables. I could have got all that stuff as a part of it, and I literally was like, nope, I'm just going Wagyu beef because it's actually Wagyu beef. So I did that, and I got some pop, and that was literally it. And I think I ate like 4 plates or something. So it was about $50 for that, but it was also Wagyu beef, so it was like, hey, it's worth it. And I ate the crap out of it. Like the guy, so like I was kept getting more. So the guy took the plate, and he looked at me. I was like, no more. I was like, it's over. Like it's all said and done now. But after that, I was like, yeah, I got to get back to the hotel. I was just tired. Like I was on the train, like falling asleep pretty much. Like I was standing up, and there was one time I my leg kind of went out, and I was like, whoop. I was like, that was me falling asleep. So I was really tired, so I needed to get back. But on the way back, found some Coca-Cola Peach. So that I thought was great. I just happened to look in the vending machine. I was like, well, let me just see. And I was like, yes, new flavors. Whoa, these things always seem to like just explode. That's very interesting. Peach with Coca-Cola. Huh? I like that one. I think I like this the most. I think that's my favorite so far. I like the Fanta one from earlier, but I like this one the most. So, Coca-Cola Peach, highly recommend if you can get your hands on it. I don't believe it's surprising to me that we wouldn't have this in the States. I mean, it seems like such a simple thing. I mean, we have, a boatload of flavors, whereas, like, some of these, I feel like, make sense for the United States. Like, I understand if we don't have, like, wasabi Kit Kats and stuff, but there's, like, a billion flavors here that you can get, and I'm like, there's, it's like a banana, it's like a very specialty one, and it's either, like, I think it's banana cream or something like that. It's like a banana cream Kit Kat. And I was like, it doesn't even make sense that you wouldn't sell that worldwide. Like, it just seems weird to me that you wouldn't do that. So I don't know. There's a lot of flavors where I'm just like, I think people would be okay in the U.S. as well as other countries. It's mostly like Japan specific for a lot of the crazy flavors, or not so crazy flavors. They're just specialty, Japan only flavors. But it's like these would make sense anywhere. Banana cream. I personally don't really like banana cream or anything. I don't like bananas, but I'm like that would sell anywhere. There's a million other flavors. Like there's some that are definitely specific. Wasabi, of course, probably wouldn't sell like crazy. I think they're fine. Because I mentioned this last night, but a lot of people from my job when they go to Japan, they'll bring back snacks and stuff. So I've had wasabi Kit Kats, I've had matcha Kit Kats, I've had the banana cream ones. I think I had some other flavors as well that I can't recall right now. I may have had like a mocha one or something like that. I can't remember, but it's like a lot of flavors. I'm just like, why wouldn't you just sell that worldwide? It would sell like crazy. It doesn't even make sense to me. But we should definitely have this in the States. Like that would be really, really good because I think peach Coke tastes delicious. So wanted to do a little end of the night recap. Holy crap. Enjoyed the day. Wish I got to meet up with my friends, but I was also having one of those moments when I was here earlier where it was just like I kind of wanted to sit and just relax for a little bit because I was still feeling a little tired, which is probably like that latent bit of jet lag. Um, and today I think it was just me walking around and probably still a little bit of the jet lag, whereas like I'm not technically jet lagged, it's just still that adjustment period of I technically still didn't really get enough sleep. So I think that's more what it has to do with, because it's only 10 o'clock and I feel like I'm like super sleepy. So I'm like, I think that has more to do with not really getting a full like consistent sleep. Like I think I got enough of the hours. They were just so broken up that I'm still a little bit tired overall. Excuse me. I think so. I feel like it was a lot more of that than it was. I walked around all day. Like that's kind of nothing for me. So had to get back and kind of cut the night a little short. I mean, it's 10 o'clock, so it's not like I really cut it like super duper short or anything like that. But I would like to have walked around a little bit more. I would have loved to have made it to the restaurant when I was looking for it, because that was really the big thing. Like so far, I've had one sit down experience, and it was where I just came from, which was really good. But every time I go somewhere, it's like, also for one, it would either be crowded, um, or it was just like it just didn't really stand out to me, or it was like something I could have in the States, and I'm like, I'm not going to Denny's, I'm not going to TGI Fridays. I was gonna go to Most Burger, because I kind of had given up for a second, and then I saw what the menu was, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat that. I'm just not gonna eat it. Like a cream cheese, like a burger with cream cheese on it. I was like, man, this isn't in my wheelhouse, unfortunately. So that did end up leading me to getting some Wagyu beef. So I think it was good that I decided to not give that a shot, and like got some very delicious Wagyu beef. So that was nice. Made my way back, which fortunately was easy. Google Maps didn't fail me that time. Um, but yeah, I'm going to sleep, and I will figure everything out tomorrow. There is stuff going on. So that was the thing. I mentioned the Pride Festival stuff. The parade was today. Even though I saw the information that said it would be tomorrow, it was today. But the festival is going until, at least until tomorrow. I think it's technically like a couple of days. I think it was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So because when I was at the PlayStation thing, the lady asked me, she was like, are you going to be back tomorrow? And I was like, I might be. And that was because of the fan thing, so they'll probably restock tomorrow and they'll be giving them out again. I was like, oh, okay. So that will be going on tomorrow. So I don't know if there's going to be a second parade that's happening, or if it's just the festival itself. Because it was like a full-on festival. Like I followed the parade to like its end. And at the end, it was like it opened up into a full-on festival. So there was like a stage show that was going on where they had like different artists doing music and stuff. And there were like a buttload of vendors, one of which, of course, sold the glasses. But there were a ton of vendors that were selling Pride stuff. You get shirts, ties, all sorts of stuff. They had like silk robe sort of kimono style deal that you could buy, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I might get that from my friend. I was trying to figure out what to get her, and I was like, man, I feel like she would like that, because I've seen her wear like one of those types of silk / satin sort of, I don't know materials, but it was one of those types of things, and I was like, I should probably get this. But I was like, I could probably also get something that's like better and more unique to Japan, compared to just like, I'm sure I could find that online technically, even though I did look and nothing came up. So I was like, oh no, I might end up picking that up for her, and then I'll just get something that's a better gift as well a little bit later. But yeah, I might go back tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't end up looking around much outside of the festival to like kind of get acquainted with the area, so I didn't really see much of anything outside of a buttload of lines when I was first looking for the park. I was going past some places, and it was like super long lines. It was for ice cream. One place was legitimately, it was like the middle of the day, I think like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and it was like a huge line for a coffee shop, and I was like, that seems so crazy to me. But I also just don't drink coffee at all. But I was like, this is nuts. Like there's just people waiting and waiting and waiting. I was like, and it's coffee, but that's just me. But it was nice. It was really crazy. Like that was my first real experience where it's like it's super crowded right in this spot, because where I'm at in Oda, it's pretty relaxed. Like it's super relaxed, especially where I'm staying. I'm just like right in the middle of like a normal. This is just a neighborhood. Like if I walk outside, it's just quiet. It's dark even because there aren't really any lights. And it's just like you go down to like the little main street, and that's where all the restaurants and the convenience stores are. And that's just like, maybe 2 long blocks, 3 long blocks, and then 1 block outside of that, going either way is just like regular neighborhood stuff. There are other little restaurants still, but super quiet. Just people kind of strolling and doing their thing. But I like it here. I like how quiet it is in my section. I think that's actually great. Like I I prefer that sort of thing rather than like the hustle and bustle of the city. Like if I was staying in Tokyo, I'd be fine with it, of course. But I like that idea. I like being able to walk around and you see a ton of stuff, but it's super super quiet. I've always loved that. I think it's just because I like to walk and just kind of look at everything. Um, but I'll be doing some more footage and stuff tomorrow because I just didn't want to do it. Like after I was walking around for a bit, I was like, I just don't want to hold the camera. Like I just didn't. After the Pride Parade, I was just like, I'm hungry, and I'm especially dealing with the phone. Like it just annoys me so much. I'm like, I just want to get to where I want to get to, and I don't want to do anything with the camera. Plus, it was me like just walking around looking for food, so I was like, I don't really want to record stuff because I'm not. Yeah, I was specifically looking to go eat, so I wasn't trying to like actually capture stuff and get cool footage or at least cool pictures. So I was like, I'm gonna do all that stuff tomorrow. So might meet up with I'm gonna meet up with my friends tomorrow for sure, and then I'll just have to figure out what ends up happening based around that because I've still got to do Akihabara. Probably gonna go back to Shinjuku and actually like look around Harajuku and get some pictures of people like dressed up and stuff. I did see some people dressed up. There were a lot of people dressed up at the Pride Fest. I saw some people who were doing like Wizard of Oz. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. So definitely saw some people dressed up pretty fancy, like. But all in all, it was fun. It was definitely a fun experience to, getting to go to that and see it. And it was just, it was like a normal Pride Festival. Like a lot of people were wondering, like, how it would be different if it was here and stuff like that. My people, friends I know from the States. So it was like, I wonder how that would be with, Japanese society being so reserved and stuff like that. And it was normal. From the Pride Parades I've gone to in the States, it was exactly the same thing. And plus, like I said, there were a buttload of tourists. So there were like a ton of people who were at least speaking English. Some people were not speaking English. I know I walked past like a German couple, possibly a Dutch couple. I don't know. I don't remember now. But went past a lot of English-speaking people. Doesn't necessarily mean they were from the States. Could be just from a lot of different places, admittedly. But a bunch of tourists. So it was kind of funny like being there, and it was just like I'm seeing a lot of faces, that are like akin to what I would see in the States. Like it was like you look like you're possibly from the U.S. or from generic European lineage, which most people are. That's not a racist thing. That's just like a factual thing. They killed a bunch of people. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it was it was a weird tangent. But yeah, it was fun though. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, I might check it out tomorrow. I might not, just to see something like brand new and not go back to that same experience. But it depends. I might do it and just walk around the area a little bit more and like actually explore some of the other stuff. There was a spot that's called like VR Tokyo. That I'm most likely going back to. I was like, I might not come back here for pretty much anything else, but there's like a VR gaming experience at this arcade that I walked past that was pretty cool. Like it was a pretty big one. Like the doors were like wide open, so I could actually see everything. And I was like, I might actually come here and like play the little pachinko things and stuff. There's actually a pachinko place right down the road from me. So I was like, that's pretty awesome. I can do that like anytime and I can just go and play pachinko. So I was like, I'm definitely going to do that because it'll be simple. But I don't think it's like the full on like kid arcade sort of deal. I just haven't gone inside yet. So I don't know exactly how kid like it is as far as like actual arcade, or if it's straight up like just do pachinko and gamble or whatever the deal is with pachinko. I don't even know if you what the deal is with it. I don't know what you actually win. I don't know if you win money or if you just get prizes and stuff. I've actually never looked into that. I'm just like, I know what pachinko is, and I've never actually thought like, what is the prize? Because it's not really like what I would look at as gambling. I don't think it is, at least, but I can't really remember. I don't recall ever knowing what like the prize is for winning at pachinko. So I'll probably find that out this week. But that is the official wrap up for the night, or whatever this video ends up being. I don't know. Super random thing. So I do wearing an umbrella sweatshirt, Resident Evil umbrella sweatshirt earlier today when I was on the train. I was very upset that I wasn't wearing my Resident Evil hat. I was like, man, I wish I was. And I've just been like, hey, like, check it out. I also saw a dude wearing the Back to the Future hat at the Pride Festival. And I was like, oh, I was, once again, I just completely forgot when I went to the festival. I didn't think to put my hat on because I always wear my Back to the Future hat because it looks like kind of a rainbow hat that changes colors. So I always wear that when I go to Pride Festival and stuff. And I just forgot. And when I saw that guy, I was like, there's like two different moments in one day where I was just like, wish I had my Resident Evil hat, and I wish I had my Back to the Future hat. I'd be like, hey. The guy who had the Back to the Future hat, his hat was in much better condition than mine, because I've worn the crap out of mine, and I've wore it like at one point when I started wearing it, I would literally wear it like year round. So it's got like cracks in it and stuff like that from the rain, and it bends and it cracks and stuff. So his looked like it was in much better condition than mine was, or mine is. But still, I was like, man, wish I had my Back to the Future hat on, but I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Probably gonna go with Resident Evil, because I want to go to the Resident Evil Cafe tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure that's gonna happen. But I'll have to figure that out, because I got my Resident Evil shirt and my hat, and I was like, I have to make sure I wear both, and I really don't want to wear the shirt and then end up not going, and then the shirt's dirty the next day. Even though technically I can wash it, but yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to have it, go and do the thing, and that'll be that. But for now, I'm gonna do my normal routine, hop in the shower, brush my teeth, and get some sleep, because I got a big day ahead of me, and it's only 10:34, so I should hopefully get a decent amount of sleep. I fell asleep last night. I legitimately I showered, and then I was like, I haven't been in a bath in like over a year, or probably longer than that. So I just ran a bunch of water, and I like sat in the warm water, and I started falling asleep. Like, I just fell asleep. Like I just fell asleep. I was like, oh crap. Okay, I guess it's time to like actually get into bed. But for the third time, that is it for the wrap up for tonight. Yeah, I guess this would be the end of whatever video is going to end up being. So if you guys have any comments, please put them down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.